702 Movies.
23 minutes to 2 o'clock, movies and what to stream with Adelaide Moeng, founder of Movies and Stuff. Make sure you find her on the socials and follow her work. Adelaide, happy Monday. How are you doing?
Happy Monday. I am very well rested.
I can see 011 883 0702, the WhatsApp line 072 702 702. Send through all of your movie suggestions, documentaries, and the like. All right, let's kick off with the first one.
Right. I actually wanted us to just discuss a little bit about what's been happening on social media and the topic of hate watching. Because I did speak about All's Fair last week and how the first episode really was good. And then the day it debuts, which was it was like the very next day, it got rated a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. And I was like, wait a minute, this does not make sense because what I saw and what I'm hearing is not matching. So I gave it a couple of days, and after 3 days, it accumulated 3.2 million views.
Yo.
And it's Disney's biggest debut smash hit show in years.
Because everybody needs to know, as long as you watched, it is recorded as a view.
Thank you.
So a lot of, and listen, it's also okay to recognize that two things can be true at the same time.
Yes.
You can also say the acting's not amazing,
Absolutely.
but it made for addictive watching,
Yes.
and we all tuned in,
Yes.
making it a box office or silver screen success.
Yes. So essentially, I think that's the topic that I wanted to discuss, is that although certain shows might have certain people we do not necessarily like, it still becomes successful because in people trying to essentially say, well, Kim Kardashian is in the show, I don't want to watch it, and you hate watching it, you've now actually made it more successful. And now she can actually go back to Hulu and Disney and say, well, yes, it was hate watched. Yes, it wasn't critically acclaimed. However, the fan base liked it to such a point where now the fan score that they have is 67%. Which is really good for the first week. I think now when it comes to shows, the fact that we rely so heavily on social media presence driving a show or killing a show is actually hindering the process of us appreciating shows in the long run. Because, sometimes some of the worst shows start out really bad after maybe the first episode. And then you have to grow with it keep and going and go. I think, yes, if by episode 10, you're feeling like this is going nowhere, by all means, you've given it a chance. But if you're only basing it off of one episode and you don't even know any context of how it grows, how it develops, how the character develops, what was the point? And so it's hindering that. It's a good show, but
also, I think if you genuinely love certain kinds of stories, what some person says online is not going to stop you from tuning in and watching, because reviews are not and critics is not the era of Barry Ronga, where now it's like we're waiting. Now there's social media, everybody has access, and we all know that's one person's opinion. I'm going to tune into it for myself.
Exactly. So at least I think in that conversation, we still need to try and find a way to give certain shows a chance, even with South African shows as well. I feel some shows honestly got shortchanged because maybe they didn't have the lead be this influential actor that has millions of followers. And somehow also all these no-name actors are also getting shortchanged because perhaps you don't have the social media presence, but your acting skills really do speak for themselves. So I really feel like it is a hindrance and it can also help certain shows. Look at The Witcher right now. There's a lot of controversy around the fact that Henry Cavill got replaced by Liam Hemsworth, and the performance that he's giving, sadly, he really is trying his best and it's not bad. But the way Henry Cavill was so passionate about The Witcher and how he wanted to stick to the source material, and he's such a purist and he's a video gamer, he studied the entire book back to front to make sure that everything is authentically as it should be. So the fans are saying, we want Henry Cavill, but now the streaming companies are like, no, he's actually irritating us by wanting to stick to the source material. And so now I think we're at a fork in the road where we don't really know where we're going to go. Are we listening to fans, or are we listening to what we need to get as streaming sites to get our money back? At the end of the day, it is a business. But in the compromise of wanting business to thrive, we're now compromising art, we're compromising projects. And I think same can also even be said for music. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way as well when it comes to music. So it's just something that we really need to discuss in the art world, not just film and television, but just that compromise.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Okay, before we proceed to the first, I want to kick off with the Rosamund Pike situation because I already saw the clip I was like, excuse me, is this woman South African and we didn't know all along?
Nailed it. So for those who need context, essentially the third franchise film, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which fans fought for that Now You Don't part. I feel like you guys need to realize that fans fought to keep that part in. Obviously, we do know the Now You See Me franchise is about the four horsemen who are these very popular magicians and illusionists. And so in this third installment, they're going up against a villain lady from South Africa.
Yes.
And she's sounding very familiar. I don't know if you guys will be able to pick up who she's representing in this film.
I am so ecstatically excited to say that I'm here with Rosamund Pike. Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I want to talk about the South African accent. You
Yes.
nailed it. And I'm not like an expert, but I want to know, is there a phrase that haunts you from the script that was like hard to memorize with the dialect?
Oh gosh. Yes, because with the E sound in South African,
Yeah.
right? Some of them go like a bit,
But, okay.
but some stay with the E sound. There was one line, every good trick has a twist.
Twist.
So trick and twist.
Trick and
But they're
twist.
both I's, right?
Right.
Every good trick has a twist. You want to try it?
Kind of. But maybe if we said it with, Mr. Darcy is engaged to my daughter. Now what have you to say? Mr.
Well,
Darcy
Mr. Darcy.
Mr.
Darcy is engaged to my daughter.
is engaged to my
Now
daughter.
what is the next line?
Now what have you to say?
Now, Mr. Darcy is engaged to my daughter. Now, what have you to say?
Now what have you to say? Ish?
Quite good, yeah.
Okay.
Say.
Wow.
Say is like
No? Bryanston mom, perhaps?
Bryanston mom. I saw a lot of comments saying she sounds like she's about to ask for the manager.
Right? And someone said at Willie's.
Yes,
I said, "Why?"
probably at Woolies. Okay, so Rosamund Pike, absolutely phenomenal actress.
Yes, and so she actually plays the villain from South Africa, and her family are part of like an underground syndicate. They deal specifically in diamonds, so that is the connection that we have. And I always love to see a South African villain. Just anything South African on an international stage, I'm happy for. So she plays this role, and I think she's doing it really well. That accent is so accurate. I think by far it's the best one I've heard so far. If you're not originally South African, I think she did a really great job. And that's actually coming out, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, is coming out on the 14th of November in all cinemas nationwide.
All right, and then finally, you can pick the final one.
I would say The Running Man.
Yeah.
So essentially, The Running Man is essentially almost like a remake of the original, which had Arnold Schwarzenegger, which dropped in 1980. 7. It's based on a book by Paul Michael, and it's like a dystopian action. So essentially, the film has a TV show where you essentially get hunted for 30 days. You have to stay alive for 30 days. You're being hunted by professional assassins. And so if you win and you stay alive for those 30 days, you win $1 billion in this dystopian world. I don't know. I can't tell you what the currency is. I don't want to talk about any rand manipulation, but in the actual film, you get $1 billion. And so Shame, his daughter is sick. And the premise is that if he can just outlast and outwit these assassins, he'll be able to win money to help his sick daughter. It's starring Glenn Powell, which I'm a big fan of. I feel like he is slowly but surely going into Tom Cruise's footsteps. I hope I'm not giving him too much praise, but I like the fact that he's trying to do action in different ways. And so this is it's a cult classic as well. So you can never go wrong with a remake of something like that. And yeah, so far so good. It also stars Josh Brolin, who people will know as Thanos. Probably one of the best villains,
Yep.
in the past decade or so, but definitely something to look out for. Obviously, it's directed by Edgar Wright. Those who love his work will probably know his film Baby Driver, Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And so gritty action, a little bit of comedy here and there, obviously. But I think it's something to really look forward to. The trailer is really great. I'm disappointed that they didn't give it enough marketing because I only know about it because obviously I'm obsessed. But,
Yes.
I think this is an action they should have just pushed a little bit harder for. It's doing really well. The reviews so far are excellent. And like I said, it's in that, a very niche of hunting series, but trying to make it action-packed. And there's only so many different ways that you can do a film like that. So I'm really hoping that it gets the attention that it deserves.
Let's see how it goes. Adelaide Moeng, make sure you follow her. She is the founder of Movies and Stuff SA on all of the socials.